Welcome to our Yin Yoga class. We're getting started today on the floor with all of our props, two to three blocks, couple of blankets, or at least one, and then make sure you have your bolster available to use. So, since we know we have some people that need a little bit of support, we are going to make sure we do a class that helps relieve lumbar pain. Now, that is, of course, if it's muscular. If it's structural, there's not a whole lot I can do. You're going to have to work with your physical therapist and your doctor to resolve those issues, but we can definitely help you when it's muscular. So let's do that now, coming to your mat. All right. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started in a crawling position, shifting back and just kind of reaching out, opening up the upper body. See how the body feels. Yep. Oh, yeah, this camera is so much better. Good. And then walking your hands to the right side. So shifting your hips to the left. And see if you could reach a little bit more with that left hand. The left hand reaches. Nice. Opening up that armpit. Good. And then walking your hands to the other side. Turning your head and reaching a little bit more with the right hand this time. And your hips shift to the right. Good. And then coming center and then lifting up. Now we want to open behind us. So if you're able to, grab a couple of blocks and sit back and then interlace your fingers behind you and open the chest. Just open up. We're going to do a couple of different ways of opening here. Nice. Keep lifting the arms up. Good. And then release that. And now you're going to take your blocks, remove them, lay down on the ground and extend your right arm out and then push. And now we're going to open the chest again, but just a little bit different way. So it's still like a similar opening to what we just did. And then switch to the other side. And again, push. Make sure your arm is extended out to the side, not up. Good. From there, you're going to roll to the right side again and support your head. Grab the upper leg. Now opening up for the quadricep. So stretching the front of that thigh, keep the knee down. Now, if you're having a hard time being balanced on the side body, you can bend the bottom leg. Good, and then releasing and taking it to the other side, supporting your head, grabbing the top leg, grab the foot, quadricep stretch. Again, whatever you need to do to stay balanced. So if you have to bend the bottom leg, no problem. Great. And then from there, we're going to release. And then pushing up into a crawling position, take your right leg forward and shift your hips forward. Now, if you're feeling a little stiff, let's move in and out a little bit. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot, and then go back into that lunge. Straighten out, flex the foot, and then lunge. And maybe do that like 3 or 4 times. And one more. Good, and then we hold. So because we want to do some opening for the hip, we're starting out with lunges. So take your right hand, push and encourage the knee forward. Nice. Good, and then if you can use a block or a bolster, drop down, and we're rotating, keeping the torso turning towards the front leg and dropping the hips. So there's rotation and a lunge. Now, if you came to the edge of your foot, it's fine. It's just you might get more of a stretch if you could keep that foot flat. So just walk it out a little bit to the edge. I'm still encouraging my knee forward. And also, if you want to, you could go to the ground. It's really up to you. Whatever feels available. Good. Now you're going to come out of that slowly, but as you come out of it, the right leg is going to come up and go over the left and then just shift back down onto your forearms. So it's not a huge stretch. It's just an introductory stretch. But you should be feeling that in your glutes. If you're not, you're too far forward. You do need to shift your hips back. You can relax your forehead. Good, and then releasing out of that, your leg comes out, and now your left leg comes forward. And you're going into that big lunge, and you could shift in and then out. So straighten the leg, flex the foot, and forward and back, flex, Forward and back, flex. Forward and back, flex. Good, and now you go forward and holding it there. Take your left hand up on the thigh and encourage the knee forward. And remember, we have all these different variations. So if you know already that you have the flexibility to go a little deeper, you can now drop down onto that forearm, but keep the torso rotated towards the front leg. Keep encouraging the knee forward. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can onto the ground and go in a little deeper. Great. Remember to keep that front foot flat if you can. But it's yin, and yin is typically not as anal about the alignment as other forms of yoga because we're really trying to focus on the connective tissue. All right, and then coming out of that front leg lifts up, goes over the back leg. You just kind of crisscross those legs and then just shift your hips back and lower onto your forearms and then forehead down. So this is a gentle introductory posture into opening up those glutes. Good, and then releasing out of that, slowly coming out of that. Now we are going to go onto our back and do the cat tail because that rotation is going to get us a nice kind of glute and quadricep stretch. So you need your bolster. So just have your bolster close by and you're going to go onto your back. We're going to start out with the right leg going up and over, and I'm using my bolster for this. So I'm pushing the bolster out, and the right leg is going to go over and up. And I am holding this leg. So my leg comes up, and I'm going to grab it, drop it down. Now, if you can't grab the toe, that's fine. You grab above the ankle. I do want you to keep the leg straight, but not activated, but straight as high as you can go. Right arm extends. So start out there. And then this right arm is going to come down and grab this bottom leg. But we're starting out just letting that body get used to being in this rotation. Now, if you could keep the top leg straight, you're going to feel more of a stretch in the back of the leg. That's a good thing. So give that to yourself. And you want the chest flat. So if you're noticing that your chest is kind of rotating towards the right leg, then adjust your left shoulder a little bit more to the left and then get flat with your upper chest, with your upper body. So you're holding that nice and straight. Let your body adjust, start to relax and soften into that variation of the posture. And then once you feel your body has settled into the posture, then reach down, grab your bottom foot. And now you've got that quadricep stretch going on there in that left leg. Even bigger if you could keep the knee moving towards the right hand. So that left leg knee moves towards the right hand. Ooh, that's big. Cattail. Flatten out your upper body, you guys. Yeah, and if you want more of a quadricep stretch, keep sliding that bottom knee towards the midline of your mat. So Andy, I think you could do more. Move your knee. She's like, no. There you go. Ooh. All right, and then slowly coming out of that, you'll just kind of roll onto your back. We're going to do a couple of different things. Draw your knees into your chest, then go in a circle. Do that a few times, like 2, 3, 4 times. Then drop your feet down and press up into bridge. Just release your pelvis. Nice. Then lowering. And now we're going to move our bolster to the other side. So now the bolster moves to the right side of the body. Your left leg comes up, goes over. Now I want you to try to go as high as you can. And then you're grabbing the foot up high and then opening up the left arm. Now adjust your upper body so that it's flat. And I'm not grabbing my bottom leg yet. Just going to let my body adjust here into this variation of the pose. Going a little more gradual is so much easier for the body to soften and relax into the pose. So you'll get there faster by taking your time. And then now once your body feels like, okay, it's starting to soften, it feels good in the pose, then that left hand comes down, grabs the right foot. Pull the knee to the mat. So if it was off the mat, bring it on the mat. And then as you hold this pose, we're going to start to move that knee, that bottom knee, closer to the midline of your mat. So that's what you want to go for. Keep the left shoulder down and flat as much as possible and holding that posture. Looks good, you guys. So you can go up a little bit higher with the top leg and now bring that bottom knee closer to the midline of your mat. Big, big stretch. It's great. I mean, you're getting a lot of stuff with this. All right, then slowly, slowly coming out of that. Draw your knees into your chest. And again, you're going to move in a circle. You want to do a few circles. And then your feet go flat. Press up into bridge just to kind of realign that pelvis. Excellent. Good. And then from there, we're going to bring your right knee in, grab your foot, drop the knee into your armpit. Extend your other leg out. So I've got both hands here on this foot, encouraging my foot down. So it's the knee is going right into the armpit. Baby finds his one foot. Oh my God, you guys, I bumped into a gal yesterday that used to babysit Kellen for me. And she has a baby now. Oh my God. He's so cute. Oh. Okay, now we're not staying here for very long because this is going to turn into a reverse pigeon. So we're now going to take the leg, that right foot, we're going to grab it with the left hand. So we're grabbing the baby toe side of the foot, and then your right hand pushes on the knee, drop the left foot, or sorry, drop the right foot down to the left. And I'm pushing the right knee away. Now, if your foot starts dropping to the groin, do you see that? You need to keep it up. Keep pulling it up. So we're keeping the knee lifted. And now we're pulling that left foot up towards our chest. If you feel like you need it, you can use both hands and kind of grab the foot and pull it up. I kind of prefer that because my foot wants to drop. So now I'm using both hands and I'm encouraging that foot up. Then we can go even further. You can take the foot into the armpit of the left hand and encourage that foot up even harder, higher. And now look, I can just kind of hug that leg. So I'm hugging the leg. I'm hugging it like this, right? But then I'm pulling it up. We're laying down, supine. Nice, you guys. It's pretty big. Now, if you are hugging that leg, you need to be able to keep your head and back on the ground. So you've got to have enough flexibility for that. Good. And then we release out of it. Shake out that leg. Shake it out. All right. The other leg comes in. Grab the foot. Baby finds his one leg, both hands on the foot, and push the knee into the armpit. Good. Push the knee into the armpit. Nice. That feels pretty good. So this is just our beginning phase, and then you're going to take that right hand, grabbing the baby toe side of the left foot, push the left hand into the knee and start pulling that left foot towards your chest. Nice. And then if you want to, you can take both hands, grab the foot, keep pulling it up towards your chest. I like that. Or you can take that foot and bring it into the armpit, hug your leg, but then you need to be able to drop your head and back down. So that may not be available to everybody, and that's okay. Just do what feels best for you, where you can hold that pose. Keep encouraging that foot up, up, up towards the chest. Nice. Okay, and then you come out of that and let that leg release and shake it out. Okay, now we are going to be doing a variation of fish pose today, but not fish pose, peacock. And you need to be able to use your fists. So you're going to be making a fist. Now, often we encourage the thumb going to the inside. I don't want you doing that today. I want you to make your fist, your thumbs are on the side. Here's where your fist is going to go. This is a way of releasing a little bit of the psoas right here. Okay? This is where we're going to go. So the first version of this that we're going to be doing is just seated. So you're seated and you're here. Hands are right here. And then you just fold right over your fists. Now, as you fold over the fists, you push the fists into your gut. So you fold over. As you fold over, the fists push in. Do you guys see that? So I'm here, I fold, and then I push in. This is going to help you, Abby, because it's going to help release. So you fold and then push in with your fists. It's in the soft tissue. It's in the soft tissue between the hip, front of the hip bone and the ribs. Okay, so Abby, you might have to go underneath your sweatshirt. If you're wearing a big old sweatshirt, you got to go under it. So lift up that sweatshirt, go under, push in, go down. Push in and go down. You just do your fists however you want, Kristen. It's fine. There's lots of ways of doing this. I'm going to show you guys. You guys stay there for a second. I'm going to grab this ball so I can show you. I just saw one of these balls, you guys, at Marshall's. You guys should go down and nab it. Oh, where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. Okay, come out of that. Here is, okay, can you guys see me? Here is a therapy ball. See that? They have one of these. It's like a cork version of it. It's tan at Marshall's. It's a therapy ball. This is another way of getting in and releasing the psoas. You lay on it in the soft tissue and you literally just try to relax. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Because this is killer and it is amazing. Okay, now let's say you don't have a therapy ball. You can use a kettlebell too. You don't always need a therapy ball, a kettlebell that's about this size. So now here's our next variation of that. Now you're laying flat. You're going to take your fists and they go with your body weight now. And then you want to lift your upper body up. So how we're going to do that is I'm going to use my bolster and place it under my chest. Yep. And then there we go. You have to kind of have it up there. So you could do this laying down. This is just another version, and that way you can relax your head. Or if you're okay with it, you can do it without the bolster and then just lift up. But that does activate your back. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just not quite yin, but this is amazing for releasing your gut. This will help your glutes. Okay. All right, and then let's come out of that. Good job. Now, because I'm running out of time, so I don't have tons and tons of time, but I wanted to show you guys that. You could do the seated version. You can do the laying down version. And if you can get one of these therapy balls, do it, because boy, oh boy, this will really help you. Abby, I would get one. Okay, now right leg comes forward, and then walk the foot over, and you're going to use a blanket. Place it underneath your right glutes for pigeon. Now, as we do our pigeon, remember you do want to encourage that right foot up as much as possible. So maybe get up a little bit higher on your blanket with your right glute. So the higher I go, whoo, then the easier it is to get my foot up. See that? Now I have my foot up, this hand. Now encourage your extended leg hip down and really open up. Yeah. So one of the things that I see that happens a lot with people, you guys, is they tend to do this. They keep the knee more in. Do you see my knee? It's in like this. And you're not going to get much of a stretch like that. You got to have the knee move out, be on the side of the body. That's bigger. Move the knee out. All right. Yeah, that looks great, Kristen. You're just so flexible in your hips. All right. Then if you want to go lower, you can drop lower onto your bolster. Yep. Relax. By the way, it's always a good idea to massage your belly here and there. Get your fists in your belly often, and make sure that your guts are relaxed, because that is where we hold a lot of stuff, stress, emotional stuff, and those organs get tight. And all of the natural medicines, Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, all of the natural medicines will tell you that if you have tension around your organs, then you are setting yourself up for an imbalance, and eventually some sort of a illness or problem will show up. So keep your organs and your muscles as supple as possible, toned and strong, but supple. You guys, that's why yin and all these yoga practices are so good for us, because we do not want to be carrying tension in our bodies the way that people do. Excellent. Looks really good. Now see if you can drop a little bit lower and hands on the ground. And maybe pulling that right foot up a little bit higher, dropping the extended leg hip down even deeper. All right, and then slowly, slowly releasing out of that. Whew. You'll want to go flat on your tummy. Just do a reverse windshield wiper. Just release. Excellent. And then come back up. And now your left leg comes forward. Walk that left foot over. Definitely get up high on your bolster or your blanket, rolled up. Drop your foot. Start out lifted. So use your bolster. Come in. Okay, so start out nice and lifted. No big deal. All right, and then you want to still encourage the foot up. Now watch the knee, you guys. Instead of having it in, coming right out of the hip, you want to have it a little bit more to the left. Beyond the hip. Keep encouraging the foot up. And then the back leg, hip goes down. So flatten out your sacrum. And then see if you can lower onto your elbows, onto your bolster. Yeah, nice. Oh, and then taking it to the ground. If you can. It's not a big deal, you guys. Really not a big deal. All right, and then slowly lifting up. Now, we're going to just shake out the legs. Oh, God. Up like this. Take your blanket, open it up. This next pose, we're not going to be in it for too long, but we're going to do a little mini frog. So I'm going to face this way. I'm going to turn, but you're going to have your bolster right in front of you, and you're going to go out like this, okay? But I'm going to show you guys this way. So you start out with your knees out, toes together. Go out as far as you can with your knees. And then without going too far forward, you keep your hips lined up with your knee and then drop your chest down onto your bolster. Now, if that feels no problem for you, you've got the flexibility, then open up your feet. Okay? Do not let your hips shift too far forward, because if you do, what's going to happen is you're not going to feel a stretch. Now, the same thing can happen if you let your hips go too far back as well. So you've got to keep them kind of lined up there with the knee. If you go too far back, oh, that's too far forward, you're going to get nothing. Nothing. So make sure your torso is down. Are you feeling anything, Kristen? Okay, good. And then you can open your knees up even more. So go out further. Woo! Ah, mamma mia. It's big. So now we're opening up the front of the pelvis. Excellent. Be careful. Don't go too far forward. See, if you go forward, then it's a nothing pose. Right? So keep yourself pulled back. We're not in this pose for as long because we're running out of time. So now you're going to come out of that. I want to do an isolated hamstring stretch on each side. So you take your blanket, fold it like this, or in half, or in thirds. That's going to get you up higher. And what's nice about that is that means that you'll get a little bit more support for the lumbar spine. So we'll start out with the left leg extended. Right leg is over, and you want to stack your knees. So here we are in our isolated hamstring stretch, and then drop forward. Now, you may need a block to support your head. No problem. Okay. But what's nice about this pose is it is not pulling on the attachment. That's why I love this pose so much. If you really want to open up your hamstrings, this is the pose to do, you guys. Wow, I am feeling a little stiffer today than normal. Breathe. All right, coming out of that, shaking out the legs a little bit, and now we switch sides. Right leg's extending, left leg goes over. Same thing, and drop down. Okay. Make sure that you're up high enough with your pelvis. Support your head. Okay, and then coming out of that and taking it onto your back. Whew. Coming into bridge. And then releasing at a bridge, taking your legs to the right side, extending your left arm out. Just hold it there. Then the legs come up and go to the left. And again, right arm out and just hold it. And then extending your legs out. If you need to do another bridge, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, extend your legs out and set yourself up for Savasana. Make sure you're warm. So put socks on. Make sure that you cover your eyes, cover your body so that you're warm. And relax. So Savasana is corpse pose, complete total relaxation of the body. Nice. Relax. Soften the body. Notice as you allow your body to just be still, the breath will slow down all on its own. And allow your awareness to feel your connection to the ground. And let the body continue to settle and relax and softening from the top of the head, moving your awareness through all parts of your body, your facial features, softening all of them, letting your eyeballs soften into the eye socket, letting your mouth and your palate relax, softening your tongue. Allow that softening to continue into the neck and the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the fingers. Relaxing through the upper torso into the chest and back. Softening into the midsection of the torso at the diaphragm. Here's where we often hold a lot when we get frustrated. We're trying to force things in a certain direction, or we're using a lot of effort in our lives. It can knot up this area at the diaphragm. So bring a little attention there. And let that diaphragm move freely with the breath. And then softening into the lower belly and low back. And continue to soften into the upper legs, pelvis. Floor of the pelvis softens into the hip socket, thighs. This whole area, the pelvis, the lower abdomen, the pelvis, and the thighs are all connected to vata. That's where vata settles in the body and creates instability. So you want to allow all of that to really feel grounded and stable, relaxed. And then let that softening continue into the lower leg, knee, ankles, feet, and toes. The whole body relaxed, the whole body soft. Good. And then from there, deepening your breath. Gently then roll to your right side. And then bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together, connect your thumbs to your heart. Soften into your heart. Connect with a part of yourself that is the uplifter, is the inspiration, is the one that sees the best, that has the ability to maintain a higher frequency or vibration of kindness, of love. And allow that part of you to lift all the other aspects of yourselves, the parts of us that drop into doubt, the parts of us that sometimes go into fear, uneasiness. And we're not rejecting those parts of ourselves, even like the anger, but we're letting those be and we're just lifting them up. Lift them up. And then pull them all the way up and release them up into the heavens. And may you have a beautiful day. Namaste.